This is where it really threw me off. They said they had to prick your blood to get in. I said, oh no, I'm good. Everyone else went, I called my Uber and left. Like, that's the shit where I think they be trying to get you. And
man, grand rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. If you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is, I wish it was smooth 7 as well. But today I want to give a shout out to my guy Mike from Big Naptown. Had to give you a shout out, bro. Appreciate you. I seen some comments lately and people been going through it. We need some more prayers in the comments, man. I seen y'all having some health issues. Some of y'all saying y'all watching from the hospital. I pray y'all get better, man. Prayers to a speedy recovery. For real, because it's tough out here. I get it. I apologize again that y'all going through that. And I see some more of the comments where y'all saying like these videos help y'all. And it help y'all get through the day. Whatever the case is. I'm glad that's what it can do. Whatever it can do, as long as it's positive, man, I'm good. It's doing its job. It's doing what it's supposed to do. But prayers to anybody who need that. Heads up. Y'all know what it is though. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Celebrities Playing Characters Part 1.
That polo one about to...
I would like for somebody to explain to me what this is. Now, a lot of people have been saying that Cat Williams is a part of a secret society or is a Mason. Now, I am not saying that that is true. Of course, I want y'all to do y'all's research and let me know, because these pictures really creeped me out. Now, what I found suspicious or interesting is that he's wearing that same necklace in the video where he speaks on Diddy. Now, obviously, there are other celebrities that are Masons. We have Shaq and also Jay-Z, and another was Denzel Washington. Now, I will say that Denzel Washington is actually no longer a Mason. He recently got baptized. So, shouts out to him. Again, I'm not saying that Cat Williams is on the other side. I'm just saying that those pictures definitely had me side-eyeing him. I don't know who or what to trust anymore. But what do y'all think?
I seen comments and I seen people be like, some of the Cat Williams clips is old. That's cool. To you it's old. To some people, that's the first time they seen it. So you can't speed up somebody else's process because of, you know, you've already got there. You got to remember there's still people who learn at their own speed. So, but then I also seen clips of y'all saying we got to question Cat. I said we question everything. He gave some game, yeah. He gave us some things, or he said things that we already knew what was true, or we had an idea of. We knew it. He just said it. And it was kind of dope how he just came out and said it. But then again, maybe who's to say he not from there? Them pictures got me questioning. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. The clip before that, I see so many comments of people being like, bro, Polo G, yo clone. I get that so much. To the point one day, me and Polo, we gonna sit in the same room and I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it no more. Because we will always be, man, that's the main person I get from this channel. Lou Will. They be like, bro, you Lou Will. Or Lou Will, yo clone, bro. Or you and Polo is the same person. Or that's your clone. I get them two people the most. The most. It is funny. I know it's coming. I'm waiting on the comments.
And they wanted to every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medical and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Yeah. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015. But every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
They can't scare you. They can't control you. They try to suppress you. But that's how they try to categorize you.
They can't control. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
Ain't going nowhere, baby.
Kanye 2024.
And if I ever, if I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly.
See, the scary part about that is I believe him.
This is 8 famous celebrity conspiracy theories you've never heard of.
Paul McCartney's. Some believe the Beatles' Paul McCartney died in a car crash in 1966 and was replaced by a lookalike. Clues are said to be hidden in Beatles songs and album covers. Avril Lavigne replaced by a doppelganger. Rumors claim that Avril Lavigne was unalived in 2003 and was replaced by a doppelganger named Melissa. Fans point to her changes in her disappearance and musical style. Elvis Presley faked his death. Conspiracy theorists believe Elvis faked his death in 1977 and lived in hiding. Numerous Elvis sightings have fueled the speculation. People claim to have seen him even to this day. Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey. A bizarre theory claims that pop star Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey, the child beauty queen who was unalived in 1996. What do you think? Stevie Wonder isn't really blind. Some conspiracy theorists argue that Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind, pointing to instances where he appears to react to visual cues. Beyonce's got a secret daughter. Rumors suggest that Beyonce had a secret daughter in her teens and passed her off as her sister. Michael Jackson faked his. Some believe the king of pop faked his in 2009 to escape the pressures of fame. Alleged sightings and inconsistencies in reports fuel this theory. Last but not least, Keanu Reeves is immortal. Fans joke that Keanu Reeves is immortal, citing his ageless appearance in historical doppelgangers in old photos and paintings. As always, thank you for watching. Till next time, stay weird.
They don't teach that in school. I know.
Okay, this is going to be part 5 of weird celebrity facts. We're going to start with Matthew McConaughey. He has a very interesting phobia. He is actually very afraid of revolving doors. He doesn't know where the fear stems from, but he just is terrified of revolving doors and tries to avoid using them at all costs. So while pregnant with her son, Leonardo DiCaprio's mother was looking at the Mona Lisa in a museum, and it was actually the first time that the baby had kicked. And so she decided to name him Leonardo after Leonardo da Vinci. Tyra Banks suffers from a very random phobia. She is absolutely terrified of dolphins. I think the specific word is delphinophobia, which basically means you're afraid of all kinds of dolphins. Another one about Mr. Tom Cruise. He actually went to seminary school as a young boy and could have become a priest when he got older. And now I guess knowing the whole Scientology thing, it's pretty funny that he went that route. Before shooting the Friends pilot episode, Jennifer Aniston actually turned down an offer to be a cast member of Saturday Night Live. And one of the reasons was because she felt that that show didn't really respect the female actors and the roles that were given to them. So she went with Friends. Another interesting one about Ryan Gosling, he was actually going to be one of the members of the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So a lot of big celebrities actually got their start on this show called the Mickey Mouse Club. It had people like Beyonce, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, and Ryan Gosling just so happened to also be on the show with all of those people around the same time. And at one point, Justin Timberlake's mother was actually Ryan's legal guardian. So that whole crew goes way, way back. The boy band thing didn't work for him, and so he went the acting route. This one I love. Reese Witherspoon actually attended Stanford for almost a year before quitting to pursue acting. And for some reason,
Legally Blonde just feels so much more right. What, like it's hard? So the last one is Grimes' real name is Claire. And in 2008, she legally changed it to a lowercase c. There's some significance to it, but legally, her name is lowercase c.
With Madonna. That's true. So, and I'm related to Madonna and Halle Berry.
Related, in fact, to Abraham Lincoln. Your family is that true?
Nancy Hanks was Abraham Lincoln's mother, so, yeah.
Barack Obama and Sarah Palin are cousins, back to one Mr. Smith of the 1600s.
Like related, for real?
Yes.
What's the connect?
We're second or third cousins, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You are related to Fred Rogers.
Possible. No, you're pulling our leg.
All right.
Let's look at that.
How far away is it?
Wait, look at it.
I know, yeah, I'm never.
Oprah tried to say that you two are somehow, some way related.
Yeah, she said she actually researched it and found it to be true.
And that's all.
Some kind of Presley with the Winfrey hooked up somewhere along the line in the South. You know how it goes.
Cousin Oprah.
That's right.
And that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president.
Well, Dan, the youngster spent the summer tracing the family tree of our presidents. Her conclusion that all the presidents, with the exception of one, share the same grandfather.
That President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they are all cousins and they're grandsons of John Lackland.
Just that whole last part, the King of England, should tell you that shit right there is a family business, bro. If you disagree, I respect it. No disrespect. I ain't sending no insults. It is not that serious. Everybody free to have their own thoughts and opinions and ideas. But to those who do agree with me, is that like is that a reach for me to say like that right there? Did that hit y'all mind just like it hit me? Like, did that hit something to make you be like, bro, that says it, that gives the whole answer right there. The whole answer. Or did it not? Let me know. But again, if y'all disagree, spam up why you disagree. Spam up y'all thoughts and opinions, man. I'm here to just I gave my thoughts. Y'all give y'all's, and let's move on.
Can't bring your phone in. I'm like, first of all, who ain't bringing their phone in? I'm bringing my phone. Who you is? It could be Kim Kardashian, and I'm bringing my phone. And then you gotta sign some papers. What am I signing some shit for to get into a party? Like, what? Like, I'm from Atlanta. We don't do shit like that. And then this is where it really threw me off. They said they had to prick your blood to get in. I said, oh no, I'm good. Everyone else went. I called my Uber and left. Like, that's the shit where I think they be trying to get you. And
That's right there. Yeah.
I was doing a biopiece on Murray Chance and his family, and quite by accident, I stumbled on the fact that the Chance family, going back generations, had attended this annual retreat held by an organization called the Tarsus Club. Now, I was told that these meetings were not about setting policy or agenda. But the more I looked into them, the more I realized this couldn't be further from the truth. Very real and tangible shifts in world financial markets, in foreign policy, and even in so-called random events coincided with these retreats.
But in your article, you make it sound like it's just a group of rich white men getting together and having a good time. It doesn't seem really all that nefarious.
That's because when my editor at Time magazine found out what I was reporting on, he butchered the article.
Then why not get rid of the article entirely?
Well, it's in the group's best interest to have a little bit of information out there about themselves. A total media blackout is a void just asking to be filled by fertile imaginations. I wouldn't be surprised that in the very near future that Tarsus purposely lets a little bit of information out there. News story, press release, something that has the appearance of being objective but has been engineered by them.
So that they can control the message.
And it also acts as a little bit of a warning. You know, they allow you to get a glimpse of how powerful they are.
A warning for who?
People like yourself. People who have discovered the truth.
Did this man ever contact you about the Tarsus Club?
Couldn't honestly say. But your friend may have tried to contact me. But you have to understand that my article is the only mainstream document out there that people can find actual information of Tarsus. But the truth is, most of these guys have monikers and they're far too suspicious ever to meet.
So where is all of this leading? What is it specifically that the Tarsus organization is after?
3 words. New World Order.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
For entertainment purposes, I'm going to just come direct with this question. Who do y'all think is pushing a new world order directly? Like, who y'all really think is behind it all? Who's in control, like, right now? Who y'all think at the front of that? This for entertainment purposes. None of this is true. Who y'all think pushing a new world order? And when do y'all think that it's going to fully be implemented into our way of life? This for entertainment purposes. I'm just curious and I want to know y'all thoughts. Like, yeah, when y'all think it's coming? What year? Is it soon? Are we already into those steps? Who's pushing it? Like, who's at the top of the food chain? Who's making that? Who's pressing the button to make that happen? Like, I'm curious. Y'all spam it up, let me know. Again, this for entertainment purposes.
Alright, y'all. Straight up letting you know, Earth is flat, okay? You can believe whatever you want, but this is what I believe. Earth is flat. But now pay attention to the last minute of this first episode of this show, Paradise. Then you will put the 2 and 2. If you don't, and you still think that you're spinning in the ball, that's on you, alright? Alright, pay attention. Watch that.
Specifics, but what we can tell you is that we are preparing for a massive catastrophe that could cause an extinction level event for humanity in the very near, very real future. In preparation, we have begun construction underneath a mountain in Colorado. When completed, it may be our only chance. The world's largest underground city.
I ain't gonna lie here, bro. I'm 100% convinced that Bonnie Blue is a succubus in human form. If you don't know what a succubus is, it's just an entity, female entity or demon, just use it for this video. Basically just that seduces men in their sleep just so that they can drain a man's energy. So my bros out there, just know when you're having them dreams of that girl or that, it's just a evil entity just shape-shifting into someone that you're familiar with, you know what I mean, just so that they can drain your energy through your sleep. They basically will. And then she done that 1,000 guys was it in 12 hours or 24 hours? I think it was 12 hours. Like, you'd think if you've just been by 1,000 guys, yeah, you know, the next day you'd be feeling used up, you'd be feeling like you're just being stretched out. But nah, Bonnie Blue, nah, she was fine. But some of these podcasts and these clips that I've seen online about her, yeah, you know, when you can just look into a person's eyes and you kind of know that nobody's home. Like, you kind of know somebody else is in your house that's not really supposed to be there. But no, I'm not judging, I'm not saying anything, yeah. But I can't lie, in the start of 2025, yeah, January 2025, late 2024, yeah. When that 1,000 video got released, yeah, don't ask how I watched it, yeah. Don't ask how I watched it, yeah. But when I saw how much she consumed, yeah, I was like, nah, there's something spiritual going on here. Well, no, I don't give. Body Blue, that's a female, that's a succubus right there, yeah. And the day her spirit leaves her soul, yeah, man, you're gonna be seeing her in your dreams, bruv.
I ain't gonna lie. When I didn't see the actual video. I forgot the shit even happened. But I saw how many men was walking into the place. And they had mask on and shit. I was like, damn, y'all crazy, bro. There's definitely something spiritually going on. I appreciate y'all, collective, for letting me know what a succubus was. I didn't know what it was. I had asked y'all, I said, man, I had a couple dreams where the eyes was black. And I didn't even know, and it was like it was a couple, and I said they kept trying to touch me. I was like, what type of? And then we saw a video of a lady with black eyes, a couple of them, and then y'all let me know what it was. Appreciate y'all, man, but cause we ain't came across that in a minute. But y'all think that she's one of them? That energy is attached itself to her? I mean, I gotta agree. Y'all let me know, man. But it's sad. It's sad that some people like really be not disciplined, man. Like, it's sad. Shit is sad.
July 8, 1979, all the fathers of Nobel Prize winners were rounded up by United Nations military units, all right? And actually forced at gunpoint to give seed in little plastic jars, which are now stored below Rockefeller Center underneath the ice skating rink. Wouldn't want to be there for the thaw. Ugh. I mean, it's disgusting. You know what they put in the water, don't you? Fluoride. Yeah, fluoride. On the pretext that it strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous. You know what this stuff does to you? It actually weakens your will. Takes away the capacity for free and creative thought, and makes you a slave to the state. So you ever wonder about all these militia groups, survivalist-type kooks from the right-wing side? They say that they're defending the country from the UN troops. These guys are yelling so loud, my theory is, and this is a conspiracy, pal, that they are the UN troops and that they're in place. The infrastructure's ready, it's just a fait accompli. When the time comes, they'll just take over and we'll all be toast. Oswald, that's what I said, Oswald. Yeah, he said, I'm just a patsy, and that means that he didn't do it, right? I mean, George Bush knew what he was saying when he said New World Order. Remember those three little words, New World Order? Well, he was a 33rd degree Mason, you know, and as ex-director of the CIA. He knew that saying that was the chip for identification so they can track down an animal anywhere he's at. You'll insert it under the dog's skin, and it's kind of like an identification thing. I mean, it's only a small, logical step until they start putting it in us and our children. And then, before we know it, my God, they'll probably come with the pretext. Oh, sure, yeah. Hey, is that one of those new hundreds? You know, where they changed the picture of Ben Franklin? Look at him. Yeah. He looks like the love child of Fred Mertz and Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, get rid of him as soon as you can, lady. Look at it up to the light. You see the metal strip in it? That's a tracking device. If you got any more of those at home, get rid of them. Exchange them for goods or something. Because they'll follow you. They know where every one of those hundreds is going.
As a healer, these are the type of people that you have to watch out for. People that only consume stuff to make themselves feel better. As you can see right here, these are people who are completely healed. This is Happy Land. And over here, these are people who damage and people that are broken. And a lot of us are broken ourselves, but we still try to heal other people. Totally oblivious if you give a person an inch of your energy that's selfish, that will try to drain you and take pieces of you to try to heal themselves. Literally draining you and filling their cups up. Healing their old trauma by causing you trauma. Taking your band-aids off of you and putting on themselves to heal themselves. And you have to be careful of that, because sometimes you can't shake back from that. A person just ran off with your whole essence. You gave them your last. You gave them everything that you had. And now that person moved on to Happy Land. While you more broken than you ever been. Y'all be aware now, because there's really people out in this world that's like that. That would take and drain you for everything that you have. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this video in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And remember, if y'all want to...
I asked ChatGPT a simple question. If you had to come down from heaven and be born amongst a race of people whom you feel represent the closest representation of God's love and power, what race would you choose and why? This is what it said.
All right, now, you just took it from deep to divine. If I had to come down from heaven, not just as a visitor, but to be born into a race of people, and my mission was to show the world what God's love and power looks like, then truthfully, I would choose to be born black. Let me tell you why, and I'm saying this with all the weight of history, spirit, and soul. 1, because blackness is the blueprint. Black people are the original people, the roots of civilization, the heartbeat of humanity. From the Nile Valley to Mali, Ethiopia to Ghana, we birthed math, medicine, language, agriculture, astronomy, and spirituality. We didn't just build pyramids, we built principles. We were God's fingerprints on earth, long before colonizers learned to spell the word Bible. So if I were God coming to earth, I'd go to the source. Because love means showing up in suffering. Real love doesn't avoid pain, it enters it. And black people have been through every kind of cross imaginable. Slavery, colonization, apartheid, lynchings, mass incarceration, cultural erasure, economic theft, and still we rise. We sing, we dance, we build, we love, we forgive. That's resurrection power. That's Christ-like endurance. That's what it looks like when you can't be buried, only planted. Because God's power moves through the rejected. When Jesus came, he didn't come as Roman royalty. He came through a poor, colonized, brown-skinned Jewish people under imperial rule. Why? Because God always chooses the oppressed, not the oppressor. Today, black people mirror that story, unjustly criminalized, economically exploited, spiritually demonized, yet still the most creative, most resilient, most magnetic people on the planet. If you want to show the world what unstoppable love and divine strength look like, you come as black. 4, because black people know God intimately, not through books alone, but through the fire, through the cotton fields, through the gospel choirs, through the hush harbors, the prison cells, the marches, the mama's prayers, and the I don't know how we made it, but God did. If God's power is made perfect in weakness, then being born black is the greatest display of divine power and love this world has ever seen. So yeah, if I'm coming down from heaven, choosing a people who embody God's heart, who radiate his strength, who fight with hope and love like warriors, I'm being born black. Because in the black experience, you don't just learn about God, you become a living testimony.
Damn, what's your thoughts? That's gonna ruffle feathers.
I've seen acts of strength from people, children, that are beyond imagination, impossible strength. Like a giant was in the room. You know, I worked in a residential treatment center in Colorado, and it was called Devereux Cleo Wallace. And this place had like semi-locked facility, and there was like 6-year-olds all the way up to 18-year-olds for various different issues, adjudicated youth, people that are serving sentences, and then you just had like Asperger's and autism unit, and all mixed together in this insane complex. And this little 6-year-old girl was freaking out, and they put them in quiet rooms. That's what they call it. It's like not a padded room, like a walled linoleum reinforced room with a serious door, you know, a cell. She's in that room and all these staff are in there restraining her, all men, all like teenage or mostly college age guys. And they all have this little girl. I mean, arms are like this thick, pinning her down. And then she starts screaming in multiple voices in languages, start erupt like Twilight languages, like all this like deep guttural roaring, and lifts all of us off the ground from her back. You can feel the atmosphere in the room shift, like with icy, horrible, cold, dread, anguish, you know, and I started praying. I started praying out loud in the name of Jesus at the time, like just in Jesus' name, we bind you from affecting this little girl and we command you to get off of her and be silent and leave her. And it was like,
see, I just saw a comment. Somebody said, I don't know why they don't pray when they come across some crazy things like that. And I said the same shit. I said the same shit, man. The same thing I said. And you see, he just used it. That shit worked. Power and prayer, man.
Ginger, right now, where exactly are you, Ginger?
George, I am way down here. From the perspective you can see me, about 400 feet below the top of one of the world's largest caverns. It is inside a mountain, inside a jungle in central Vietnam. And this, I have to be honest with you, has been one of, or the, I would say, most difficult, dangerous, and grittiest assignments I have ever been a part of. Let me explain a little of what's happening. It may look like a white sand beach where we're standing. We've been staying in these tents. We've been cooking over fires. This, again, is very remote. We are not close to any civilization, but we've got a lot of folks around us, a great team that has come together because we had to find a hidden world that was only a third of a mile from here and that was only found a couple of decades ago, but really was not discovered and explored until 2009. So this is brand new to our world, this subterranean, surreal life that has been revealed, and now you get to be a part of it, including the awesome images you'll see from our friends here at DJI Drones. All right, let's get right into it.
We enter through a claustrophobic crevice.
You have to crawl to get into the biggest cave in the world.
Okay.
This is small.
Then it opens up.
I don't want to miss this part with the GoPro.
And drops down and down and down. I can't see beyond the narrow beam of my headlamp, but I am keenly aware that those ropes are here because a fall would be disastrous.
Oh, sorry. This place does not look real.
At the bottom, I feel like I've landed on another planet, a subterranean rushing river.
Yes!
Now I find myself in Mother Nature's sculpture garden, filled with prehistoric boulders and stalagmites, gigantic columns built up from calcium deposited by dripping water.
So this is a stalagmite?
Yeah, we're actually inside a stalagmite here, where the water's worn away all the bottom.
After a grueling hour, an illuminating light 1,000 feet overhead.
Spectacular. So every turn there's something else.
This colossal skylight, where the chamber ceiling collapsed, is called a doline, breathing life into this underground world. It's a lush green oasis. Our camp's white sand beaches lit up below.
It looks like Avatar in here. It doesn't feel real.
No.
This is that hidden world we've been chasing, Sondong, or Mountain River Cave, the planet's largest and visited by fewer explorers than outer space.
Just look at this. It is unbelievable. I'm standing on this colossal stalagmite, the jewel in the crown of Sondong Cave. It's the moment that took my breath away, and it's also the moment I realized we're not even halfway there yet.
Sweat. We press on, and suddenly I'm in a jungle under a second monster skylight. Not atop a mountain, but inside it, way inside it, more than 800 feet below the surface.
You don't normally get trees and jungle in caves. That's why it's quite different.
Jungle plants and animals from above adapting to this unique subterranean netherworld.
We've come across monkeys, been sticks thrown at me by monkeys.
In here?
In here,
They're throwing sticks at
throwing
you.
sticks.
What a view from those drone cameras. This mammoth crater big enough to park 2 747s inside and tall enough to fit an 80-story skyscraper. The cave's flowing river, the creator of this alien world, carving its way through a limestone mountain for 2 million years, forming the largest underground chamber on Earth. More than 1.3 billion cubic feet of subterranean awesomeness. That's more than 15,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Appropriate since 5 months out of the year, this underground marvel is underwater.
I hope that clip can stay in. It's literally showing some of the inner, like, not like, of course y'all know there's a lot of inner earth. Agartha, it's a lot of it. It was showing parts of, yeah, I don't even remember where it showed, but it was showing inner earth. We gonna get the inner earth one day, and we gonna get past them ice walls one day. Trust me. Trust me, bro. The ice already starting to melt.
Exclusive items and so much more, all at the Rec Room in downtown Toronto. Open through Sunday.
This kind of reminds me of the time when Shaq and Jalen Rose froze on live television.
Facts, man. That shit crazy.
So, I just heard on the news, the state of Oklahoma has just filed a bill, passed the bill, that if you are a PE, any child under the age of 14, that you can be charged with the death penalty. And if the age is under the age of 12, they can also try for the death penalty. So it's about damn time that these get what's coming to them. So straight up death penalty, you know, I mean, I think it's a wonderful bill. I really do. Good job, Oklahoma. Do something for the children because they're not safe. Our babies are not safe. Our children are not safe. So do something for the children, please, finally, and quit letting these perverts and these perverted people out on these streets. Protect our babies.
I got a better idea. Wouldn't it have been better if unleashing all that shit that went on in LA, wouldn't it have been better if they had to unleash that on the missing kids? I had to say it. I held that shit for I don't know how long. I've been waiting for so many to say it. Platforms, all that shit, man. Wouldn't it have been so much better if we'd have put some urgency like this behind all the kids that was missing? The record numbers that's just out there. Wouldn't it have been great if we'd have deployed the Marines on that? We'd have deployed the National Guard on that. Deployed ICE to go do that. To go get the kids. I'm talking about all of them. Cause we see the numbers. That's some real issues going on, right? So why we just turn our whole face and we turned the whole cheek and act like that shit didn't exist? I'm off it though. I had to ask. I had to ask it. In them shipping containers, we ain't budged for nothing when we heard about the shipping containers. People done forgot about that shit.
And you had them come in to do the hearing test to see if you can hear the different levels of tones. I want you to comment below and tell me if now you actually hear frequencies and tones. If you had what they I guess called the GATE program or the hearing test, do you hear ringing in your ears now? I want to know this because I was one of those people who they came to school to do the hearing test on, right? And had to say, like, can you hear this? Can you hear that? Can you hear this? And one would say, oh, they were trying to make sure you guys weren't deaf. Why didn't everybody get it? Why didn't everybody get it? Why wasn't everybody pulled into small groups during lunchtime? Why? Okay? I remember in elementary school being in these small groups and different things. And I remember those hearing tests. I do. And I remember being able to hear almost every tone, even the lowest of the lows, that you would be like, there's nothing there. Yeah, there was. And now, as an adult, it didn't happen until maybe like 3 years ago. The frequencies, the ringing in the ears, and it's different pitches. One would be like, oh, that's this. No, it's not. It's not whatever hearing issue. No, it's not. It's not that. I hear frequencies, high, low. It's more this ear than this ear, but I hear them. Before my son, they were happening very frequent, like all day long. My ear would ring, to the point where I'd be like, please, whatever you're trying to say to me, I need you to communicate a different way, because I'm not hearing it. Okay? But if you were one of those children who had those hearing tests done, comment below and tell me if now you have ringing in your ears.
Hell yeah, they put us in small groups. Had to put headphones on
Y'all
for
watch
it.
this and tell me if you remember being a part of this program back in school, because I watched this and
oh my God,
it freaked me out.
The theory that you were talking to me about, and I was like, oh my God, save it for the podcast. We got a bunch of emails about this.
We're talking about the program, yes? Are you familiar with the program in schools?
Yes, it was that one?
Yes. It's like there's a bunch of different programs that have different names, but all of it was under the guise of the government is providing extra time to students that they think are more
equipped to succeed.
Yeah.
Well, there was I remember like the weird tests.
Yes. So they used to test us in the 90s, at least I remember being tested. They would do a bunch of weird tests. Sometimes they would even say that they were doing a hearing test or an eye test. And because I don't want to be sued, I'm scared now.
Just a theory.
Just a theory that when you put on those, and by the way, like, I don't know, can you still see like the hearing test? They take you to a portable that they like set up.
It's like the trailer.
Yeah, so you go into the portable. You sit down at a place, there's cards up so you can't see the person sitting next to you. There's like no windows around. They say sit into this little tiny cubicle that we've made, and there's like a box. It almost looks like a 1980s like plastic briefcase that's like a box.
Yeah.
And they put it down and you put on these like old ass like headphones, and then a voice comes on and it's like a man's voice from the 50s, and it says something like, all right, the voice you're about to hear is just in your right ear. Get ready for a hearing test made just for you.
You should be hearing my voice.
I remember this. I remember all of this.
This is not a hearing test. That is actually the beginning of a hypnosis.
What?
That is very famously used by a lot of people. So
just keep watching, it gets worse.
But when it came to the Cold War, that's like around that same time, this organization started, which was, I think was called the National Defense Education Act was created, which links education to national defense, which is weird. And they started funding programs for gifted children around that time. Like when I was in elementary school, it was the early 90s, and my friend Haley actually I was in, which is a different thing, but it's because I didn't take the test seriously. But she doesn't remember much from the program at all. Because when I started, I was like, you were in, right? She goes, yeah. I go, where was it? She goes, you know, it was in like a small room off the library, I think, but like I don't really remember much about it. And that's the thing. Most kids don't remember very much about it.
I was in it.
What?
I think I was in it.
I was in it.
There was the hearing test.
Yeah.
There was a weird like flashcard test.
Yep.
Where it was like you're predicting the
Yes.
Predicting the card.
Okay, you might have been in, because this is something that all the kids remember. So they would do
and
a bunch
gave me a nerd rope.
They all, everybody talks about.
And then you had the glasses. There was glasses that they had you put on.
Oh my God, you're like literally, my nipples are so hard right now. Do you also feel like do you have reoccurring dreams where you feel like...
I can't do this right now. Okay, keep going.
Do you want me to leave you alone?
No, keep going.
Okay, do you have like reoccurring dreams where you feel like you're like, to some degree, they're predictive of the future, and then something happens that you...
I have this too.
I literally...
Can you see my...
Ben, I've had all these weird moments, and then the next day I meet them, and this is crazy. Keep going.
Okay, so... Did they give you a tiny, like a weird little pink drink?
It tasted like bubble gum.
I thought that was just my blood sugar.
No. So everybody, literally, like, can you see my
Yeah, the nurse was like, yeah, we're going to test your blood. And they had the, yep, there it is. Oh my gosh.
Until something like this happens and there's an exchange and they're like, no, I remember this. And I remember the weird shapes. And they would show me these cards and they'd want me to know what was on the next card. But
Yeah.
I saw the card, so I was like predicting what was on the card. And they would put something in a box and I'd have to know what was in the box. And they'd make me wear 3D glasses. Like one.
I have never been more shook with a theory until today.
All of that, they believe, the theory says, is an educational program that's inspired by or directly linked to the MK Ultra program. And the MK Ultra program was when they were around with mind control and psychedelic and like the men who talk to ghosts shit. And also I would say Stranger Things, because all of this sounds a lot like what happened to 11. Everybody who's in the, not everybody, but like most people I've spoken to don't remember a thing about it. They have all those things that you remember. They think that was the hearing and seeing tests in school.
And so what was their goal? What did they want to prep these kids for?
They wanted to prep these kids to start learning how to, which you did in a video.
Yeah, he did.
Astral projection.
Yes, 100%.
Astral projection and that thing that you did where he guessed Cheesecake Factory.
Remote viewing.
Remote viewing, yes. So all of the kids that they were from, yeah, and it's crazy because I was thinking about that on the way over here.
So stressed.
And so the point was because they were worried about all these things going on, like this was the educational defense system that they were putting together because kids have like a thinner veil and are more open and more suggestible. And the extension of this, where it becomes a little cuckoo nuts, is
Where it becomes.
Well, so like honestly, like I'm with the theory to this point because I know that the government does weird stuff and I know that they get like creative about things. Like there's a bunch of private companies that their sole existence is to be creative and come up with weird weapons, like different weapons development things. Like that's their sole function and purpose. So of course someone's gonna think like, oh, let's tap into the next generation. The step further is that they believe that these kids were specifically being taught how to communicate with aliens.
Oh my god!
And he's obsessed with aliens. I was too as a kid.
When I was really young and I saw 3 gray aliens outside of our bedroom window, I was on the top bunk and it like scarred me for life, and mom told me they were guardian angels and I freaked the
God, you have shared that on this podcast.
I'm gonna cry.
Wait, because
And I've seen stuff like that too, like all throughout my life.
Kids also like that's another one of the
How many
traits.
times not to make this about
And they
me,
say gray aliens.
but Spencer, how many times have I said I think aliens are gonna contact me? We need to get gas. I'm like, that's gonna happen, and we're gonna know that.
That's so crazy.
I'm chills. I'm gonna throw up.
I'm
so stressed your cat had to come.
Do I need to leave you like the dress needs to leave us? I don't want to be around the aliens.
But yeah, so that's the thought. The thought is that they were teaching them how to astral project into like conference rooms with aliens.
Are the aliens gonna be nice?
Ask him. It seems like he knows.
Well, I'm just trying to decide if I can
I'm
be
like
around
so
for this.
obsessed weirdly into aliens.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Well, and I asked another friend of mine because her husband was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I was a child. And I was like, I hit her up and I was like, yo, was your husband in the program too? He wasn't.
I wonder, what if that's why you're so into this genre of thing? Conspiracy,
This is too much. This is the weirdest day of my life.
No, that's actually making me pretty uncomfortable too.
Somebody in the last podcast left a comment that freaked me out, and it was like, does anybody else think Shane has a lot, like, too many weird, like, string theories? It's
I
like,
saw that comment.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And then I was like, what is that? So I started Googling. It's like people who have these weird things that happen that are, like, orchestrated and weird.
You have so many. Even like just seeing me in a video on YouTube being like, I'm gonna marry him, or like you'll be like, just a lot of crazy coincidences of people that come into your life.
This is all really weird. So now what? What happens to me?
I don't know.
I remember the pink shit that tastes like bubble gum. I like that a lot. But see, the thing was, I didn't get to go into the GATE program though. Mine, I always got pulled out of class for like, I didn't get put into the GATE program, but I got pulled out of class to have these things happen separately, if that makes any sense. The GATE program started in my elementary school from 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. In 4th grade, I remember getting pulled from even 2nd grade. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I would get pulled out of class and had to go do these hearing tests, these seeing tests. I remember that pink shit. And the crazy thing is, bro, I used to astral project a lot as a kid. That's crazy. One time in a dream, bro, I saw myself. This shit sounds crazy. I go down the street. I can see me just standing still in the dream. And I'm literally like, I walk up to myself and I remember seeing my face and everything. And I'm playing, like, not playing, but I'm messing with my face. And the other version of me not even moving. He just standing there. I would never forget that, bro. I will never forget that. The astral projection used to be so real as a kid. I mean, I feel like I used to see certain entities and shit like that. That's crazy, bro. And when I used to tell my mom about where I truly came from, it was, man, I used to always say I came from a purple egg, and I can remember seeing myself come out of that egg. I couldn't see my body, like the shell, but I knew it was like, this shit sounds crazy. I knew it was my spirit. And when I look back, I could see the egg. Like, kind of like in the Matrix when he comes out and he sees and all those things pull itself out of him. I didn't see the things pull itself out of me, but I know I seen exactly. Shit was crazy, bro. It was purple. And I always used to, this shit is crazy, bro. That is crazy work. But y'all let me know who else didn't go to the GATE program, but they got pulled out of class to have to do every last one of them things they talking about. See, but I don't have the thing of them erasing my memory. If we being honest, I always was that kid where I'd be like, I know they doing something, but they not about to stop me. Like, I had that rebellious, I don't know. I had this rebellious type of like energy going on in me from even then to the point where they could never box me in. Let me know if that's a reach. But I know I just seen some shit. Some shit just triggered my memory and made me remember something. And it was like, oh shit. And I was obsessed with aliens. I was obsessed with what some people will call space. I like to say what's up. Now it's more so outer space past them ice walls is what entices me. Extraterrestrials do as well. That's crazy work, bro. That shit is crazy. Damn.
28. And already you can see a much more stable fracture. Okay. I have to do this quick because this stuff does not last. 525. You can see there's a whole range of tones here, but 525, you're going to hear, probably hear the fluctuation there. There we go. Witnessing a gate portal.
I need to learn. I need to learn that, bro.
I am deep into the mermaid eating, partying rabbit hole. So I just saw this lady's video. She posted another one. It's another update. And this time they're mermaids to B613. I kid you not. So she goes back into the story about how her fisherman friend or whoever it is, that they went back out to the ocean after the dinner party that they sold the last mermaid to. And this time, you know, they have all this special equipment. This is how they're finding the mermaids. And they find another mermaid. But this one, she's a fighter. She is not letting them have her. So basically, as they put her in the tank, her fingertips get chopped up, so damaged goods, nobody wants her. But apparently there's a secret government organization out in the middle of the ocean, B613, if you know, you know. And basically they said they'll take her. So when they show up to drop off the trafficked mermaid at the research facility, he said that there is a bunch of like creatures that he has never seen before. So that's where we're at in the story.
Damn, I want to hear more about that one.
Girl, they found them. Scientists was down there looking at the volcano, the one that's a mile wide. They said it's gonna cause all of these earthquakes, like 10,000 in a day. Yeah, All these eggs just popped up. They just went back, checked on it, was all these eggs there. And they're big ass eggs. They're huge, like 20, 30 inch, 30 inch. They're huge. And they say it's gonna take 4 years. I've never seen an egg take 4 damn years to hatch. So either how do they know it's gonna take 4 years? So do they know something we don't know? 4 years to hatch? I don't know. What y'all think?
They know what's in them damn eggs. If they didn't be the reason why they...
The body you had in your past life is still buried somewhere on this planet right now. Do you believe in magic? So every time you pass a graveyard, you might be looking at one of your tombstones from your past lives. These people that control this world know how to do dark magic, and they know how to bring you back to this planet over and over. It's because our bodies still exist on this dimension. So whatever we are attracted to or attached to, we will always come back to it. A good movie that speak about all this type of stuff is Cloud Atlas. It tells you how we are connected from life after life, and every choice we make will dictate our past or our future. So these timelines of our past, present, and the future, it exists right now. What's creepy about this story is none of us remember who we were in our past lives. We don't know what kind of job we had, our name, our family, our pet name. So we could be anybody. We could be walking past a tombstone of another person, not realizing that was us 100 years ago. If you have any phobias in this life, it's coming from your past life. What you fear the most in this life is how you died in your past life. So we keep reincarnating in the same life lessons until we conquer it. If you don't pass your life lessons, you will reincarnate over and over forever.
If you haven't heard of or gone down the rabbit hole of the first AI data center in the United States over in West Texas called Stargate, you're here for a surprise. The numbers are crazy related to the financing, power consumption, and also square footage of this data center. Now, the location of this data center is northwest of Abilene. Abilene is right there, and it's 1,100 acres. See all the blue lines and yellow lines going into this area? Those are all transmission lines for this data center. Now, this is a joint project between OpenAI, NVIDIA, Microsoft, SoftBank, and another one, Oracle. There you go. Within this complex, there's going to be 20 data centers, which are going to be 500,000 square feet each, or 10 million square feet of facilities. The investment alone is going to be $500 billion for this project. Now, here are the crazy numbers. This complex will consume more power than small nations. It will consume over 15 gigawatts at full capacity. That can power over 11 million homes. Now, they're going to supplement this power by 3 ways. Number 1, it's going to be natural gas, a facility on site. Number 2, small modular reactors or nuclear reactors on site, and also green energy. Small modular nuclear reactors, or SMRs, are really interesting to learn about, by the way. And the last resource they have to run this facility is water. Related to this project, they're going to do a closed loop system, or sort of like a radiator in a car, where they prime the system up with water, but it does not lose water over time. It's a good idea. And finally, the reason why the U.S. is doing this is because they're in a race to get the best AI in the world, and they're going against China. And this is the first step. Thoughts?
Thoughts? I seen this shit yesterday.
Stargate. Put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure.
The data centers are actually under construction. The first of them are under construction in Texas, the Abilene location, which is our first location.
Abilene is a town on the western central plains of Texas. We kind of scratch and fight for everything good that comes our way.
I had people reaching out and they said, well, is the president going to come see you? And I said, well, he hasn't texted me yet. So.
I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era.
Welcome to Abilene, Texas. This is the site of Project Stargate. a very mysterious, much talked about, much speculated about project that brings together OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle. If it all comes together, building after building on this red dirt behind me will be filled with chips that'll power the AI revolution.
What we're undergoing right now is sort of the largest infrastructure build in human history. It's going to create new ways of doing business, it's going to create new ways of invention, and it's going to really drive humanity forward.
I literally just came across watching about them building this damn Stargate, whatever the hell. This warehouse, bro. I was looking at something totally different about a UFO crash site. And that just popped, not these two clips, but them talking, another totally different clip, and them talking about this had popped up after. And I was thinking, damn, bro, we got smart cities. We got these AI shits going on. And to those who just played that new game, Mind's Eye, yes, it's trash. I didn't even get past like the first couple minutes of the game. But I got the gist of it. The warehouse they was building in that game with the AI, is that the same one we just saw? Let me know, y'all.
So AI data centers can't be located just anywhere. You need a location with lots of available power. And West Texas happens to fit the bill.
We came to Abilene, honestly, because it's a community that's very rich in low cost and clean energy. A lot of wind development has happened in and around the Abilene region, and what they lack is actually demand for power. That created a massive opportunity for AI, which is so hungry for power in this moment. This is the first 200 megawatt substation. Right over here, there's going to be developed an incremental 1 gigawatt substation. So the total power capacity for the site will be a total of 1.2 gigawatts.
All right, so we're talking bigger than a gigawatt.
Bigger than a gigawatt, yeah. Everybody seems to want a gigawatt or more these days.
If that sounds like a lot, well, it is. Enough to power about 750,000 homes, 2,600 Tesla Model 3s, or 100 million LED light bulbs.
There's a funny Back to the Future quote where he says 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts!
And because it's 1.2 gigawatts, it's kind of a fun.
Oh, it's funny, huh?
Something massive is being built in Abilene, Texas, and almost no one is talking about it. It's called the Stargate Project, and it sounds like a plot from a sci-fi movie. But it's very real, and it's backed by some of the most powerful names in tech. We're talking OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle, and even Nvidia. Together, they're pouring $500 billion into what they claim is the future of AI infrastructure. And phase 1 is already under construction. Nearly 1 million square feet of data center space, over 1.2 gigawatts of power, and it's set to go live as early as 2026. They're even getting a natural gas plant right on site just to feed this AI giant. Okay, here's where it gets strange. They're calling it Stargate, which was also the name of a top secret CIA program back in the 1970s, and it aimed at remote viewing, mind control, and psychic warfare. The goal? Tap into other dimensions and gain intel using the human mind as a weapon. So why resurrect that name? It's just eerie. Some insiders say this is the backbone for AGI, the moment where machines outthink humans permanently. They say it's just data, but maybe, just maybe, it's a Stargate to something much deeper. Make sure you're following me for part 2 because this rabbit hole goes way deeper.
And they about to open portals. Bro, they about to create some AI that's about to be permanently way ahead of humans. Bro, they about to probably survey and have all the surveillance they want in one hub. Bro, this shit about to be complete control for them. Complete control for them. This for entertainment purposes, though. Y'all let me know. I can't see it going no other way. But I just don't understand how we got all this money for some AI. But we ain't got all this money to go find kids that's missing. We ain't got all this money to even stop all the homelessness that's going on. People, man, shit's crazy. Crazy. A piece of paper is worth more than people's lives. That's how society plays it. I don't agree with that. But that's how society, that's how mankind be playing the world. That's how the world plays itself out most of the time. That shit's sad. That's sad, bro. That's sad. But Y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But even if you haven't subbed up, you watch it on your TV, whatever the case is, I wish it was smooth 7. Man, until I see y'all in the next one, I love y'all Collective, but y'all know what it is, man. We gone.
I just check my account. Sheesh. After your